Hey yo, it's X, and welcome to Madden 25. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to make two-way players in Madden, which is something that we have not been able to do for the past couple of years. If you want to play it in Play Now, it's a lot simpler, but if you want to bring it to franchise, it's possible. It's just very tedious and can definitely be annoying because you have to remember to switch things every single game. But let's start with the simple part, which is just making your two-way player. So you're going to want to start in the main menu. You're going to want to go to this Creation Center tab somewhere near the bottom. Slide over until you see Players and Uniforms. The first thing you're going to click is Create a Player. And then it's going to give you the screen where you can just edit a guy named your name. So we'll just call this dude X name. It's still going to be name. And to make this simpler, you're going to want to make him a cornerback to start off with. For ratings, we are just going to do whatever's important for corner/receiver just so that he can stand out. So we're going to get acceleration, agility, catching traffic, just everything at a respectable level. Change of direction. We'll probably go jumping, man coverage, play rec. Pursuit, press, that's even more important for corners. The reason that you have to make them a corner is because for whatever reason, when you're doing this in the screen, you can't get cornerback attributes in the receiver creation, but you can get wide receiver attributes in the corner creation. It doesn't really make sense, but it's whatever. It's kind of what we have to deal with. You're going to have to switch them back to a receiver in a little bit anyways. But this is basically how you can just kill two birds with one stone and make your corner and receiver in just one swoop. You can obviously edit things like the name, the gear, the actual appearance. I'm not going to do that for the sake of time, but feel free to. So when you're done, you just hit B if you're on Xbox, or whatever your back button is if you're on PlayStation, circle I think, and you're going to hit Save Changes. So now that your created player is saved, you're going to go over to stay in the Creation Center tab. You're just going to edit rosters, go to manage players, and make sure your guy is here. Yep, we have X. That's it. And then you're just going to hit back again. It's going to prompt you to save the roster, which you want to, and you're going to give it a name. So for us, we're just going to call it two-way. And then we will save it. File saved successfully. Now you're going to want to go to, and hit back first, and then you are going to go to, again, still in the Creation Center tab, all the way over to load and delete files. You're going to delete this. This was my test run. And then you're going to load the roster from the roster tab. So you just hit RB and hit two-way, or that's what I named mine, whatever you named your roster. And then once that loads, you can go back, go to edit rosters, again, still in the Creation Center tab. You do need to go back to manage players, make him a receiver, and then it should work. Okay. Messing up a little bit in my own system, but it's fine. Make him a receiver, because again, that's the only way we can make him play both. So he's only an 83 overall receiver, which is fine. But now save it again, just save it again under the two-way roster, whatever you ended up naming yours. And then you can go to order depth chart. You can see he is the number one receiver on the team, and then you can go over to cornerbacks, whether you want him at slot. If you want him at slot corner, I'm pretty sure you can put slots there, maybe not. But I know you can at least put them at boundary corner. And is he here? Yeah, there he is. You can put X right here, or just make him the number one. Whatever you want to do, right? So if you're just playing Play Now, it's simple. You can literally just be done after you save the roster again, and then you can just go into your Play Now game, and then it should work. If you want to do this in franchise, make sure your roster is saved. Open up a franchise. It really doesn't matter what you do. You can do online. I don't think you can do offline. I could be wrong. But essentially what you're going to do, just open up your franchise. Make sure when it prompts you to select the roster file, you click the one that says roster file, because it's going to load your custom roster. If you do the weekly one, it's just going to load the regular NFL roster. So obviously you want the roster with your created player in it, which is why you had to load it in. yeah, everything makes sense when you do it all in whole. But now you just gotta wait for the roster to import. Then when it prompts you to choose the team, you guys can already see Mr. X over there, me, on the Giants already. So we can just click that. Sadly, for whatever reason, they took out the feature where you could just change your role and take control of an active player, because that would have made our lives so much easier, right? But of course they take it out this year when two-way players are a thing, and it's whatever. You can still do player lock. But you're just going to go start playing preseason. And now here's the tedious part. So you would think that you could just go to the roster, edit him, and just make sure he's at corner and receiver, right? No, because for whatever reason in franchise, you can't do two-way players. You can't do two-way players in the base roster. I think it just gets too confusing for the game, maybe. But even if I go to like the depth chart for corners here, like our guy's not even going to show up, and neither will any receiver show up. So, yeah, I mean, you guys can see X is just nowhere to be found here, but it's fine. We have a way to get around this. It's okay. All you're going to do is you just change it when you get into your game. So, we're going to load up this preseason game here against the Lions. You can skip weekly strategy, play full game. Alright, and I'll see you guys when I load up the game. Alright, so we're back here. So, before you even start the game, pause, go to coaching, depth chart, and then again, your guy should be here at receiver. You can just double check, make sure. And now, for whatever reason, you can go to the cornerback tab, and he is right here. So, you can just have your guy playing both. I don't know why it's like this, why you can't edit it in the base roster outside. And the reason I said this is tedious is because that stuff doesn't save. So if you're doing this in a franchise, you have to manually remember to go in, switch your guy back to cornerback every single game. It is tedious. It's annoying. There's no other way to get around it for whatever reason. But it's whatever. Now, if you want a player lock, I probably should have just done the sim offense. So I'll just wait until we get there. Alright, so now we're here. We have our guy. You can see Mr. X receiver out there. What you're going to do is you're going to hit B until you're highlighting your guy, and then double tap the left stick down. And now you're player locked to your receiver. See, I can make plays with him right now. Got him. Got him. Alright. That will just show off that one play, and then if you want to go to your cornerback, we will just do play all defense just so we can get this to go faster. Nice, we scored. Will that bring him out? Oh, there he is. So now you're locked under your guy. He's wearing number 88 and it's disgusting. But yeah, it might be a little bit weird, but you can get two-way players in the game. So now we're on defense. You guys can see that it works. Like I said, very tedious, very annoying, is you're going to have to do this every single game, but we at least have the ability to make two-way players now without having to make two separate players with identical attributes and it just being a total nightmare. So this can get for some really creative things in your franchise if you want to. If you want to make it so that there's guys you can draft in custom draft classes that have corner and receiver attributes that you can just play them at both sides of the ball, that would be really cool. Like, many possibilities now, but that was it for my tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.